Welcome back to the podcast. This is podcast 136. We have a special guest today. He is one of the most electrifying fighters in MMA history, former UFC interim lightweight champion, former BMF champion, and as Joe Rogan says, one of the most violent men in the UFC, Justin Gaethje. Thanks for being here, Justin.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
We're hyped to have you.
Yeah, we're out here in Newark. So many opportunities.
We are. And you just golfed before this.
Yes.
We've been doing a lot
of... Plainfield Country Club. It was so hard.
Yeah?
Greens were tough.
We played North Jersey Country Club, and that was one of the toughest courses I've ever played on.
Yes, that was like the fastest greens I've ever played. And I've played for like probably 10, 12 years longer than he has. But
yeah, tough.
Yeah, no, these greens were not fun.
Yeah,
if you were long, you were dead.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that's tough.
I was happy to hear that you were a golfer, though. You know,
I've golfed 300 out of the last 365 days.
That's
really
insane. So anywhere you go.
Everywhere I go.
Everywhere you
I
go.
only go to go golf.
What's your favorite
like
place?
UFC, they took, after I got knocked out, I literally got knocked out, and I just woke up a golfer.
No, you didn't.
Woke up swinging. I golfed for 6 months straight, every single day after that fight. Every time UFC had a fight somewhere, Paris, Australia. No, my buddy fought in Paris 2 weeks after I played, where they played the Olympics.
Okay.
Right after the Holloway fight, and then I went. UFC took me to Australia, Abu Dhabi. Anywhere they go, I go. They have to fly me out there. They put me up. I just bring my clubs.
A free trip.
And do stuff in the afternoon. And
Why not?
Golf in the morning.
What's your favorite place you golfed in the past year?
It's such a difficult question because I've played 300 out of 365, and I've played like 200 courses. And
That's
I played the Chicago Golf Club, played Olympic Club out in San Francisco, played Half Moon Bay, led Golf National with it a month before.
The Olympics.
That's what. So I went to Paris right after I got knocked out. Went to Paris, watched my buddy fight in Bellator at the time, and I golfed there.
How'd you shoot that day?
Clubs. I mean, I was playing really good, but a year ago when I started this journey, I was like a 16 handicap. Now I'm an 8.
Wow.
And I've gained like 100 yards on my driver.
Damn.
60 yards on every iron. It's crazy.
That's ridiculous. I'm like an 18 handicap, and he's like a, what are you, like a 6?
I'm at an 8, yeah, 7.8.
Right.
So you and I can probably have a
7.9. We'd have a great match.
Oh, yeah. No strokes given anywhere.
No
strokes. Before we get into the pod, congratulations on your last win.
Thank you.
Big performance.
Yeah, it was
there.
huge.
I want to get your take. This pod is going to come out after the UFC 316, but I want to get your take on tomorrow's main event, Merab versus Sean.
Yeah, so I was at their first fight at the Sphere. Yeah, I was at the Sphere. I took my parents. They have to do it again.
I know. That looked ridiculous.
Yeah. The fact that I'm Mexican, but the fact that only the Mexicans would get a fight night there. You do a 4th of July every year, I think they should do. Like you do a Russia theme night. It's going to happen again. They have to do it. It was way too sweet. But I think it's going to be similar. I mean, on paper, the math says it's going to be the exact same fight.
Yeah.
But I think this, that we're all. I was such a huge fan of this sport from '92. First time I ever saw it, I was so intrigued. And the fact that anything can happen at any moment is, why that we're all on the edge of our seats the entire time. Yeah. And so I think, O'Malley can definitely, throw some vicious knees. But most likely situation is, a decision.
Yeah.
Domination.
Yeah. That's why
past
it's
three. 1 and 2 is always dangerous, especially with the guy like, and then, when you're coming off a loss, you're a different person. And I think O'Malley's better. I think he's more dangerous. I think it's going to be a harder fight. I think he's more likely to win than he was last time they fought.
I agree with that.
I think if it was 80-20 last time, it might be like a 65-35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's favored, or Merab's favored like plus or minus 220 or something right now.
Yeah.
So throughout this podcast, I'm just going to preface it. I've into the UFC for like the last year or two. Brian's been following pretty much since the start, right? So you've been around a lot. Not the start. Okay, I'm giving him too much.
I've been in it since before the start. 2002 is what you would consider the start. That was 92, 91 was the start. Mm-hmm. I remember being a child. My dad put it on TV. I was like, what? Because I was a wrestler, so I loved one-on-one competition. And I was falling in love with wrestling at 4 years, as a child. Had twin brothers, so even when I wasn't, we were just always competing. And I saw it, and I was like, that is amazing. And then 2002, parties, sit at Buffalo Wild Wings in college for 6-7 hours.
That's awesome. I would do that.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that.
They hated us, but we ordered waters. I felt so bad for the servers, but
yeah, tough.
That's all we could do. But yeah, I've been a fan since day one. So.
Yeah. So me just prefacing that, saying that in the podcast is that I'm going to ask the more like stereotypical, just getting into it questions, and he's probably going to be the more technical guy.
No, I like
don't know
both
about
sides.
Technical, but a little bit more deep.
But
into it.
I guess you said one thing, like coming off a loss, like it switches up your confidence. Like how important does that play into going into your next fight?
Well, it's not about switching up your confidence. It's this, being human, having emotions is so crazy. And, we're no less emotional than anybody else. And so when you succeed at something, say you win 3 in a row, like it's so hard for the desire to be as deep and for the fear to be as real, in that situation rather than coming off the Max Holloway fight. I'm in the sauna every night, running on the treadmill extra at home. I'm bored. I'm like, I'm going to go run the treadmill. And those are just, and then you get, you win. And then I did that. It's happened to me twice now. And it's just so hard as, a human to just not forget that this sport is so crazy.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you win, it's one at a time, and it's crazy. So
100%. I wish I ran on the treadmill when I was bored.
well, I don't do it for fun. I promise you, I do it so I don't get whooped in front of all you guys.
That's fair. So you're talking about wrestling. So you were a Division I All-American at Northern Colorado, correct?
Yep.
So you started with wrestling, and now you've kind of shifted into like mainly a striking style. Do you know like when you decided to switch that way, or did it just happen naturally, or what?
Yeah, I think it happened naturally. I think so. Obviously, wrestling is you guys. Everyone thinks of taking people down, holding people down. Half of wrestling is stopping someone from being able to take you down and hold you down, and that was what made me an elite wrestler. That's why I was an All-American. I gave up the first takedown of every match at the NCAA tournament in 2010. And I wasn't cutting weight, and I was, my will to win was just more, and I just came through and outworked them. But it was because I was so hard to score on, and and I played so many sports. I'm so athletic. I could do a backflip right here off this table, off this chair.
I was gonna say you have it on your hat.
Yeah. This is my logo right here.
I love it.
This is my best party trick. It never gets old.
Have you ever messed up the backflip in like a prime spot?
Yeah, a funny story that so I was in college and we were walking home from a party at night, and I told my buddies I could do a backflip. They're like, no, you can't. And the grass was wet. I didn't realize that. I went to press and I face planted.
Yeah, that's tough.
But that's and then the Michael Johnson one when I fell off the cage 2 times. But that was only because that was very, very particular circumstances why that happened.
That's fair. That's fair. You could do a backflip, right?
Actually, no. I can't. I wanted to say for a period of time there, maybe, because we were trying them in our friend's living room growing up. But no, not now, not today.
I grew up on a wrestling mat and on a trampoline. So.
Fair.
But yeah, I played all sports, and so I was very athletic. And as soon as I started to learn Trevor Whitman's the best striking coach in the world. I mean, it's not about throwing punches. It's about really creating angles and understanding how to control someone's feet with. It's all timing and distance that's happening in there.
Yeah.
And so I think my quarterback, pitcher, just super athletic, and so I was able to pick up the striking aspect of it. And then college wrestling match is 7 minutes long, and I used to barely be able to walk off the mat. My forearms, you couldn't close my forearms, my feet. I had to get my shoes off because my feet were cramping. And to wrestle especially the way I wrestle, is so explosive, just like I fight. It's exhausting, and those are 7 minutes long. Now I'm in 15 and 25-minute competitions, and if I was to wrestle for 7 minutes and get so exhausted and then lose, I would never forgive myself, and I would never have made the money. I would never have made it as far as I did. I would never be 12 for 12, 9 for 7. I did 9 bonuses in my first 7 fights. No one will ever touch that.
I know. I was going to say that. That's like a record that will never be touched.
Untouchable.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Statistically impossible.
So Joe Rogan, the famous Joe Rogan quote about you, I just want to read it for the crowd and then get your reaction. So Joe Rogan said, and I quote, "Justin Gaethje is a monster. He's a monster. He's a terrifying individual. In a sport that's violent, an inherently violent sport, he stands out as the most violent. There's a reckless abandon to his calculated wildness that is terrifying." What was your reaction when you heard him say that about you?
Yeah, it feels. I love taking pictures with fans. I'm going to miss it when it's gone. Like, recognition feels really good, especially when you work so hard for something to achieve something and you're recognized for it. Like, especially by the likes of Joe Rogan, who's been a commentator and watched Chuck Liddell's and the scariest dudes come through this sport. Yeah. And obviously recency bias is a thing, but I'm the most consistent guy that's ever stepped in there. And he's seen it. He's seen us all come through there, and yeah, it means a lot.
I think he's like the number one MMA fan on the planet, Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
he dissects it like way more than anybody else does.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think that is the most violent fighter in UFC history? if you weren't to say yourself?
Maybe Wanderlei Silva. Miracle Crow Cop in his prime was nasty.
What about currently, if you had to say beside yourself?
The most violent?
Yeah, violent.
Pereira.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what's going to happen with him. Do you,
Pajeda.
Is he going to stop fighting?
No. Boy, he needs a break.
I doubt it.
He needs a break.
That's fair. He did fight like 4 times last year or something like that, right? 3 times?
He fought a lot of times. He got knocked out once and came right back.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a dog.
But, I mean, what he did was special. He came from nowhere.
I know,
to
literally.
the biggest star in the game. I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to take those risks, and you're going to fail, but he'll be right back if he wants to. I mean, he was okay. Maybe he was sitting at a bar and he heard Izzy say that. Now he doesn't have to work for a long time as long as he takes care of his money, and that happened in a matter of 6-7 years.
Literally, he was like the fastest to the stardom out of any fighter.
This game is so different than any other sport. They're coming from the ghettos, the favelas, from the poorest parts of every country, and they're working hard. And I tell kids in my gym all the time, like, these kids are coming for you, and they're working, and they want it, and they're hungry. And, yeah.
Do you have a gym in Arizona?
No, I live in Denver.
Oh, you live in Denver?
Yeah, and I'm from the middle of nowhere. My sister and her husband have a wrestling club down in Safford called Desert Dogs.
I thought you grew up in Arizona. Am I wrong?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I moved there in 2007. My dad dropped me off, and I've been on a journey.
Damn.
Since they dropped me off.
And so the story that I read online is that you worked in the coal mine? Or copper mine.
Yeah, so top 5 biggest open pit copper mine in the world. It's 1 hour from where I grew up. 3 generations, both sides of my family worked there. I went there the summer before I left to college, and I worked. It was an hour back and forth, so I got paid for those 2 hours. And I worked for 12 hours, so it was 7 14s.
Jeez.
I worked 96 hours 1 week, but I left to college with $10,000.
That's nice. It's probably not fun, though.
No, it was you had 0 life. But first year, I mean, it's stability. Like that was a special job. I worked for a contractor that was doing a very special job. So we had 7 days to work.
Yeah.
And we had 12 hours of work to do. But like most of the guys, like my dad working shift work, he's on 15 days a month, off 15 days a month. He might be on for 3 days, off for 1, on for 5, off for 3. On for 3, off for 7. You might be on for 4, off for 5, on for 5. You might work 5 and 2 8-hour days. It's always someone's Friday, someone's Saturday. It's a very unique 2.5 hours. We have Walmart. You got to go 2.5 hours. And so right out of high school, if you want to work, you can make.
Yeah.
If you want to work 60 hours a week, you'll make $90,000 right out of high school.
Yeah,
and you find stability. My brother bought and sold 3 houses. I was living on the ground. Had no idea what the hell I was going to do.
Damn.
And yeah, so I mean, it's a good way to go.
Yeah, I think your route was a little better.
I mean, luckily I made it. Yeah, luckily I made it. But
Definitely.
I mean, that was a stable life.
Yeah,
I didn't find stability till way after.
I believe it.
Quick question. So you went through high school wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a fighter as a wrestler? Like, are fighters wrestlers? Or like, when did you like flip the switch and become like a fighter? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, it does. So,
like, do you think people are born fighters, or do you think you become a fighter?
well, I think you have to. It has to be in you. The spirit has to be in you. But then genetics are a big factor as well.
Oh yeah.
Genetics, like your body mechanics. Me, playing all the sports, being super athletic. I think that's, a very important reason why I made it to where I'm at. But I definitely, the sports they're not the same. This sport is so much better for me, but Bo Nickel would say the opposite. But
yeah.
And I feel bad for Bo Nickel because it's going to be a rough road ahead now because he may have, and I'm a big fan of that guy, and I think he's got all the skill in the world, but it's not the same sport, and you can't think of it as the same sport. You can't think you're going to go out there and dominate someone in a wrestling match for 15 minutes and win a fight because you're going to get tired. The shit's too tiring.
100%.
College wrestling match, 7 minutes. And there's also elite level grapplers that if you take them down, they're going to get up or they're going to submit you, and you got to work the whole time. And so you got to learn how to be an athlete and a striker because that's where the fight starts.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
he was so dominant in his wrestling, he never was like, no one was like, hey, this is a different sport, and you're going to get into some fights where you can't. If you get into a fight where you can't take someone down, what are we going to do?
Yeah, and you kind of saw that last fight.
He's on a fast path, and he, he could have fought through the regional scene, fought through the PFL, through the Bellator like I did. I had 16 fights before I went to the UFC.
Which is
like
ridiculous.
This is, and he fought some good fights, and he had some great wins, but eventually you're going to fight the elite, and this is the elite
It caught up to
of
him.
the sport, and they're coming from all over the world.
Yeah. We want to play a game with you real quick.
All right.
You have $15 to spend to create the perfect UFC fighter. The first level is striking. $1 you get Ben Askren. $2 you get Jake Paul. $3 Sean O'Malley. $4 Dustin Poirier. $5 Anderson Silva. Striking abilities.
Who was $4?
Dustin Poirier.
I'll go 4.
Dustin?
Yeah.
I like that a lot. He's one of the best strikers of all time. Who do you think is the best striker of all time? Is it Silva?
You can't talk about this sport unless you break it into eras.
Fair.
We're growing too fast. It's a different sport than it was then.
No, yeah, totally.
Back then, absolutely him. I mean, now it's crazy. I mean, it was Pereira, but now now he's gonna have an issue with people that you have to move forward in this sport. Like every champion moves forward, and it has to be a combination of they don't want to get to the ground with you because something bad will happen, and you can them up when you move forward.
Yeah, you need both sides. Both sides of the coin.
So yeah, I think Poirier for that.
All right, Dustin Poirier, $4. So you have $11 left.
Okay.
For 3 rounds.
All right, next you get your wrestling. For $1, you get Conor McGregor. $2, you get Logan Paul. $3, you get, I'm bad at pronouncing stuff. Marab. $3, you get Marab. How do you say the last
I'll take Marab.
$4 you get Demetrius
Marab
Johnson.
for 3.
And $5 you get Khabib.
I'll take Marab.
So you go Marab. He has like.
Wait. What are the other 2 categories?
You don't know that.
You're not
That's
supposed
the game.
to know. That's the game.
Wait, let me guess. Well, let me think about it real quick. I'll take that answer back for now. But
Okay. So $4 was Minnie Mouse and $5 was.
So first was
Khabib.
Striking. This was wrestling?
Yes.
Specifically wrestling.
Wrestling, grappling.
So grappling's not its own. Okay.
Grappling is in wrestling.
So we got striking, wrestling, grappling. So where you're gonna have cardio,
Maybe.
and you're gonna have.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you're going to predict.
I don't think you're going to predict what's coming here.
You're gonna have that and personality or something.
That's closer.
All right. Yeah, pretty close.
So wrestling, you got McGregor, Logan Paul, Marab, Demetrius Johnson, and Khabib. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I spent $4.
You spent $4. You have $11.
So Khabib.
You're going Khabib.
Yeah.
$5. Big spender.
That's fair.
Yeah, I got
Best
six
wrestler grapple of all time.
$6 left.
Yeah, you got $6 left. All right. Third level, you
2
get.
most important variables of this formula.
Yeah, 100%.
That's true. That's fair.
Third level, you get showmanship.
Okay.
So you were right with like the personality kind of thing. $1, you get Bilal Muhammad. $2, Donald Cerrone. $3, Jorge Masvidal. $3, Jorge Masvidal. $4, Patty Pimblett. $5, Conor McGregor. You have
was
$6. Jorge Masvidal.
I'm gonna go Bilal.
Bilal, you don't need the showmanship.
If you're the best striker and best grappler, you can be a very good heel.
That's very fair. I feel like that makes sense. Showmanship's not that important.
And I think
Could be. It is. It's why Conor McGregor is who he is.
Fact.
It's also I didn't need it to get to where I was.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
Yeah, it depends
Can
how you
be.
fight.
I think you'll be happy that you saved money because the last one's the wild card.
Okay.
So for the wild card, for $1, you have the worst draw in the UFC. $2, your walkout song is Partying USA for every fight. $3, you have Patty the Baddy's accent. $4, you have double champion status. And $5, you're a billionaire.
Definitely $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty
You don't even
solid
have to
right
fight
there.
anymore. You just have the money.
Yeah, you don't even have to fight.
No one's built that. I mean, that's the best answer to the formula. So.
Yeah, I feel like you might have dominated that. I don't think I would have changed anything. Pretty damn good. What's up, guys? We're taking a quick break from the pod to let you guys know that this episode is brought to you by VBetter, where doing better actually gets you rewarded. Whether you're charging your Tesla with EV Earn, snapping a coffee pic on Mugshot, or cleaning up your block with Cleanify, you earn crypto for taking real life action. Real effort brings real rewards. Start using the apps and turn your daily routine into something that pays. Do better, be better, VBetter. Now back to the podcast. I want to talk about your division, the lightweight division. Everything's changing up right now with Islam moving, right? And a lot of things are happening. I looked up online that you reportedly have at least 2 fights left on your contract. Do you have 2 fights, or you can't say, or you don't know?
I don't even know.
You don't know. But we're fighting again.
I don't plan on ever fighting anywhere else. So
yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm also not gonna fight for fun anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They owe me a championship fight. I'm 3-1, last 4.
Mm-hmm.
They came to my house, begged me to fight Max Holloway on UFC 300. And what I consider it an exhibition fight. I don't mean that the loss is not on my record. I mean it had nothing to do with the rankings of my, And in the time that I did that, Dustin Poirier, who I just beat, got a good win over Saint Denis, and then fought for the belt.
Yeah.
And then since I won, the champion's been saying he wants to fight me. And so they could have easily set that up, but they didn't. Then he vacates, and then Oliveira's 2-2 in his last fight. Already has a loss to Makeshift, and they bring a brand new guy in, and I get again. So I'm not going to fight any of these motherfuckers for fun unless they pay me so much more money.
I agree. So I was going to ask you.
I'm going to take a risky fight, and if I lose, I'm going to be set up, and if I win, I'm fighting for a belt.
Yeah.
Or I'm not doing it.
That's fair. That makes sense. I was going to ask you what you want next as your next fight, and I was like, I feel like they owe you that.
I'm the most consistent guy. I think anybody that's ever performed for their company and been as consistent as of an employee for their company gets a Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
Gets a thank you. Gets a good job. Like, nah, I'm done doing shit here. And I love fighting for these shit. I'd never want to fight somewhere else, but I'm not gonna just throw my legacy away for anybody, really.
No, it's very fair. I think if I had to guess, I would assume that you would have the title shot after this Ilya.
I'm waiting for them to announce it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I would love that.
So he was 2-2. Like I said, 2-2. I was 3-1. I mean, what do you want me to do?
No,
not my
that's
fault.
fair.
Hooker dropped out.
I know. I was going to say that.
Sarukian should have got it, but he fucked himself. So that's his fault.
People were saying you versus Dan Hooker was going to be like the most violent fight in UFC history.
I think it probably would have been.
Yeah, I think it definitely would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary.
But Fiziev's right there with him.
Yeah.
No doubt about
He's
it.
no joke at all.
Fiziev.
Yeah, I didn't know how to pronounce his last name.
Fiziev.
I wasn't
I
going
don't
to
know
say
how to
it
pronounce
before.
anything. I'm looking at all these names.
Everyone my name up so I can names up.
He was asking me on the car ride over. He was like, Gaethje. I was like, yes.
It's like a gay piece of cheese, and you just take the S off.
There you
That's
go.
like kind of what he
cheese.
said in the car. I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of what he said.
That's how I was like, dude, if you want to nail it,
Because
that's
it's like
where you're
gay
at.
and chi, just gay chi. So
Yeah,
he
gay
wasn't
chi.
too far off from the gay cheese.
Pretty damn good right there. So you get this title shot. You win that title. What's next? Or you just take it fight by fight. You're not even thinking that far.
Like I said, I left at 18 years old. I was in college yesterday. Feels like yesterday. It's crazy. I'm 36 years old. I can't believe it. No idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I left my house 2 days ago. I'm on like a 1 month golf trip, fight trip right now. So
I mean, that's, if I was in the UFC, that's
Is it a
what I
golf
would-
every day, it's both. It's both. I golf here, today, tomorrow, and then fly to LA, golf in LA, and then Montecito Golf Club in Santa Barbara. Fly straight to Camaro in Atlanta,
Okay.
be with him, and then go to St. George. Don't talk to me about golf. That's all we'll talk about.
No, well,
We're gonna talk about
I have a question now.
Okay.
Like who's in charge of booking all the tee times? Like, how do you set
That's a
everything up?
great
Are
question,
you picking the
actually.
courses? Or are you having someone else do it?
Like when I went to Paris, I got online and booked these tee times at Le Golf
Oh, so you
National.
just you're going on the
booked
website. You're doing it yourself.
Yeah, I get paired with random people all the time.
That's awesome. That's
love that.
incredible.
Yeah, and then so out here, I know LPGA. She's retired now, but she works for a company that coordinates different members of different clubs. Like trading rounds.
I think I saw on your story the other day. Weren't you playing like 2-3 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
plays every day.
Well, yeah, but the story you posted was with
So
someone from the LPGA.
She'll
right?
like text her network and be like, "Hey, Justin Gaethje, Daniel Cormier are looking for a place to golf. If
Gotcha.
anyone would want to host them."
That makes sense.
And then boom.
That's the dream.
That is the dream.
Oh,
I want a
so
golf
sick.
trip, but then podcast, right?
That'd be
You
great.
know what,
It's the
that'd be
opposite.
great.
Maybe for a month ago, I went with Dustin Jacoby. He's the second best golfer in the UFC, but we're dead even.
Really?
He's an 8 handicap. He goes with a group of 16 guys every year, and they go on a 4-day golf trip. And we went to Biloxi, Mississippi, and we played a different course every day. Shuttle 11 a.m., tee time 1 p.m., different course, and it's a Stableford scoring for a blue jacket.
Wow,
we
that's
played,
awesome.
we played 4 rounds, and we had the exact same score at the very end. We both tied.
You
for,
too?
Tied for second.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Who
it
is the
was
best
wild.
golfer in the UFC?
Me and Dustin. As far as I know, me and Dustin Jacoby.
Yeah? Is there
Yeah.
any other guys that can
Not that I
even
know
compete?
of. Ian Gary said he golfs. Never seen it.
I've never seen him,
Yeah.
a video of him golfing.
Yeah, exactly. Cormier loves golfing,
Yeah.
but he's not. He wouldn't be considered a good golfer.
Daniel Cormier is like the Charles Barkley of the
Okay.
UFC, I think.
I think I've seen him swing
that's
a
a
golf
good
club.
comparison.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
no, he's
got
not.
some games.
No, this
He's got
guy's
some
crazy,
games.
bro.
Yeah. I want to talk about like when you get to that age where you retire, do you want to do like a Daniel Cormier route and go into broadcasting, or do you want to keep a quiet life?
Yeah,
Like, do you have any plans?
No, I don't want to keep it quiet. I mean, I've created the UFC's given me such a platform. I've created a big now there's social media and all this. And there's
Yeah,
a lot of revenue to be made, ways to make money that way. So I think you need to stay relevant, and I think I'm going to do that one way or another. For me, I'm planning on doing that through golf.
Start a golf YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. This is my company that I'm starting right now, Press.
That's sick.
This is my logo. But yeah,
I like
and
it.
we're gonna start a YouTube channel with it.
Damn.
Do you backflip when you birdie or like eagle?
So I played in a pro-am, and I said every birdie we did a scramble. Every birdie I'll do a backflip. Every eagle I'll do a backflip off the cart. I did 11 backflips and 3 off the cart.
That's
oh my
awesome.
God.
It was
That's
nasty.
a great round right
It
there.
was, dude.
I just
Jesus.
do
We
a
tied
little
for third.
fist pump. That's
We
it.
tied for third in like a legit pro-am. It was
Damn.
so awesome. We played good.
Yeah, we have a golf channel, but we're trying to dedicate more time to it because we got to expand the team. We have another hypothetical for you here.
All right.
If you could put together your dream UFC fight card, past or present fighters, who would be on the card and where would it be? So I want you to do, we have a main event, co-main event, 2 other fights, and a location. We can start from fight number 1 of the night. And you could be in this, obviously, as well.
Fight number. So we have to do 12 fights?
No, 4 fights.
Oh, we're doing. Okay, gotcha.
2 fights, co-main and main.
Feature, co, and
Yeah.
main. All right. First feature is going.
You could even throw in like fictional characters if you wanted to.
Is going to.
SpongeBob
That's
versus Patrick,
not
whatever you want.
fun.
No, we're doing real people. We're doing real people.
Peter Griffin versus chicken. It can happen.
First fight of the night: Ronda Rousey's 3rd fight in the UFC versus Amanda's like 6th fight.
Wow.
Um,
Who wins?
Probably Amanda.
I think Amanda takes it.
I don't know. The confidence she had in her 3rd fight was out of
Yeah,
this
she
world.
was something else.
Danger Still's broken.
All right,
Facts.
second feature.
Second feature bout is going to be.
He's really putting some thought into
I know
this.
I hate that because then I wish I just was like give you some, but I got to put it together. It's got to be good. Like my answer earlier, like nailed that.
That was pretty damn good.
It has to be Khabib versus Conor.
I was going to say that has to be on the card.
Khabib versus Conor.
I'm shocked that's not a co-main at least.
I know I probably f- myself, but
No, hey, that's
there's
fine.
better.
I'm sure there's better.
And we're going to find them right now.
Yeah,
Let's go to the co-main.
Cormier versus Jones.
I was going to say that as well. You're going. This is a money card.
Yeah.
This is a big money card. No, it's.
I would never.
It's
do
what
something
everybody
where I'm
wants.
trying to make some money. Yeah.
And then main event
The main event is
John Jones in the
a
co-main.
4-way death match
Oh,
with me, Poirier, Holloway, and Makeshift.
Islam.
Us 3 could definitely come up real quick, and then we'll see.
I love that answer.
All right, last question though. What's the location? Now you could put it anywhere.
I love Vegas.
Vegas?
You could
Vegas
get
is
more
choose the
creative
moon
if
if you
want.
wanted to.
You can go to the
I'm trying to
Coliseum.
Vegas.
Not the Coliseum.
No, Vegas.
Sphere
On the strip, outside.
on the strip.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could be the first fight on the moon.
No, honestly, in the Raiders Stadium,
I like that.
in front of like 90,000 people.
That would be. I think that would sell out in 5 minutes. That fight.
Bring your binoculars. You need them.
I love the main event there.
The screens are perfect.
They are. Oh,
Even
true,
in
the
arena,
screens. You're right,
watching
all
the
right, my
fucking
fault.
screen.
Yeah.
I'm first row. I'm watching the
I know.
screen.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
So we wanted to talk about just traveling for the fights, like how you were talking about when you travel, you golf. I wanted to ask, like, when you travel, like, what was one culture that surprised you, or what was one culture or location that you really loved and like want to go back, or just loved for
So-
one time?
What's crazy to me about recently, like it's weird how like I don't even know how to, like your recognition or how often you get recognized
Yeah.
in public,
Like notoriety.
How that
Yeah.
like I would always fight on I don't know if you watch my World Series of Fighting Days, I'd fight and I'd go out go out to eat by myself. I'm like, I wonder if this is the time
Yeah.
someone's gonna recognize me, and never happened,
That's crazy.
never happened. And then you stop thinking about it, and then have a few fights to see, and then it happens. Now it happens a lot here, but when I leave this country, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like when I went to Australia, I landed in Australia and I was hungry, so I took a bike, and I was going down it wasn't a road, it was like a railway, and so it was like there was a lot of people there.
Okay.
Someone stopped me to take a picture, and before I knew it, I had like 200 people, and I was in the middle
Really?
of a circle, and I was like, this is a problem. Like I'm in a
yeah,
situation.
it's like
And that
inciting a
never
riot.
happened to me, and that just happened to me again in Macau, China.
Damn.
I went to eat by myself real quick, and I was walking back. Someone recognized me, and then there, once someone's taking a picture, they're just like, and I stick out like a sore thumb. My white ass with my big ass ears,
Yeah.
like, red beard. They definitely.
Yeah.
What do you do
enjoy
if
that?
you're
Well, and then
surrounded
when
by
I
like
come to
200
these
people?
fights, like there's specifically UFC fans looking for UFC fighters,
Oh,
because
yeah,
there's
in
a
and
big
around the
fight
arena.
this weekend, and so
Yeah.
definitely, when I go to those places, it's because there's fights there, so they know that we're there.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, that shit's crazy.
Yeah. What was did you have a favorite location
Yeah,
you've ever been? Is it Australia?
Australia was obviously really nice. If it wasn't so humid, it would be the best place.
I want to go to
ever.
an Abu Dhabi fight so bad.
Yeah.
We went, so for preface, we went to our first, we've never went to a live UFC match. Our first one was in Saudi this past year for Izzy, and it was awesome there. Yeah. It was so unique. We've never experienced anything like it, but I'm sure that's a little different.
That culture is, experience that culture for the first time is definitely, as an American, it's going to be
It was awesome. I
loved it too. My first time actually experiencing it was when I fought Khabib, so I didn't like it. If you're a creature of habit, you're their water's different. They got no milk.
Yeah, that's probably tough to fight a guy that's from that side of the world, and you have to travel 18 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah,
and
16 hours, 13-hour difference.
How early?
It was during COVID, so we were locked. We didn't even see the sun for 12 hours. It was a whole lot of just a mess, but we had to do it.
How was fighting during COVID? Was that a bizarre experience?
The Tony Ferguson fight was very bizarre.
I just rewatched that.
That was a 20,000 seat arena with nobody in it.
Yeah, that
was crazy.
They didn't have any virtual fans or anything on the screen.
No.
Right? At least the bubble in the NBA
even when
put
there's
the
fans
circle
there,
around it.
you don't know they're there when the fight's on.
Oh, really?
So when the fight was on, what I was able to establish was that if or when or how I'm affected by the outside energy source, because then it wasn't there, and then I was, I felt like I was more dangerous, more calm, more cool, more collected, and more in control.
Yeah.
And so then I was able to be like, okay, I can't ever let that affect me.
So
that was a learning experience
of focusing. You ever see The Greatest Game Ever Played? You ever see that?
Yeah.
You know how he blanks everything out around him?
Yeah.
So is that what you feel in the cage?
You don't get to retain information.
Yeah.
It's too fast, and it's like a computer that's, a computer has storage, but you're like a computer that's constantly just analyzing information and numbers in space and distance, but you're not retaining any of it.
So would you say you're even thinking, or are you just reacting?
I think
your training allows you to react in the proper way.
Yeah. That. It's not just that. It's when everything zones out, the adrenaline coursing through your veins. When you really, there's distinct differences between getting too overconfident and not understanding how dangerous a situation is, and in those situations and those times, I do have memories of being in a fight. I remember seeing their face.
Yeah.
It's only happened once or twice, and it's a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
Because it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
But if the danger's real for 12 months, every night I go to bed, every morning I wake up, I'm going in the situation. I know how dangerous it is. I know how consequential it could be.
Yeah.
And then when the fight starts, it's over. And so it has to be complete and utter intuition.
This is a great transition for this question that you want to ask.
You wanted to ask it.
I wanted to ask it? Okay. I guess I wanted to ask it. All right. How long can I last in the cage with you?
How long can you? And this is.
I'm 6'4", 205.
No,
every pound.
That doesn't matter. How long can you dead sprint for?
Dead sprint for?
God.
Yeah.
I mean, when I ran 5 years ago for 2.5 weeks, I was doing
dead sprint,
full speed,
sprint,
like a lion's chasing you, and you have to sprint.
I think
probably
for
a minute. Yeah,
then you can survive for a minute.
So you don't think I could last a round?
It's all cardio.
That's a
Once you're
crazy
tired,
answer.
you can't defend yourself, and
That's true.
I'm still there, and I'm fresh, and I'm happy.
So it's just going to be you chasing. He's happy.
No, I'm not chasing you.
You're just going to watch me run?
I meant you're going to be that tired.
Oh.
And then you have to fight.
I feel like once you get a finger on me, I'm done. Probably. I know. I look
if
broad
I was
over here.
trying to knock you out, you can go into a fetal position and survive for 40 seconds.
I don't know about 40 seconds.
No,
He said 40 seconds.
No, probably not.
40
You'd have to
seconds
be able
is
to be on your feet and cover. Because if I hit your liver, you're done.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you're in fetal position, I'm touching your liver.
That wouldn't go well.
Kidneys, livers, lungs are all right there.
We just have this constant thing with we asked Tracy McGrady how many points we'd score in an NBA game.
You asked him that.
Yeah, he said we got 10, and then he kind
but
of took
that's
it
if
back
you
too.
shoot every shot. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So 40 seconds. I heard
WNBA
40
game?
seconds.
Maybe
no,
a WNBA.
WNBA game's a different story.
10 points for sure.
So we wanted to ask you.
I heard 40 seconds, by the way.
40 seconds? You're going with 40 seconds?
That's what he said.
And then he took it back.
Yeah, he did take
Well,
it.
I mean, again,
15
what's
seconds.
the price? How much do I win if I knock you out in
$1
10
million.
Oh, then 10 seconds.
Okay. 10 seconds.
I'll
That's
try to
fine.
Masvidal you.
That's what I was
Really,
saying.
I would
Running
literally
knee,
just throw
right?
myself at
Yeah.
you, so you have to grab
Do
me,
something.
and then I got you.
Yeah, you're
I
done.
can't even just imagine being
Got you,
in an
sucker.
octagon with a fighter.
that's done.
It doesn't work.
You versus Bradley Martin in a street fight. Who wins?
Me. He's got 40 seconds. If he's lucky.
You think he survives longer? Well, yeah,
No,
I guess
like
he's 260.
I can't like take him out and incapacitate him, but I cannot let him incapacitate me for 40 seconds, and then he's done.
I agree.
No one understands how exhausting this shit is.
I agree. I think it's ridiculous that he says he said he could beat Demetrius Johnson in a fight.
No,
I was
it's going to happen. Demetrius is going to make him look stupid.
You think it's going to happen?
I think Demetrius is going to go grapple with him
and demolish him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the kid's not. He's not going to be able to stand up. He's going to be beat red. He's not going to be able to stand up.
Yeah. So how you give him 40 seconds?
So like, who could you even like if the most out of shape male walked in here when he was like that dude would kill him because he couldn't even stand up. He's gonna be that tired. So how are you gonna beat one of us?
I never said.
No, I'm saying how could he beat one of us?
I have no idea.
Also, he has a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
Or to throw us on our neck. You know,
there's always
break
like a
bone
small
or
chance.
break an arm or something.
No, I think he would. How many seconds does he last? Do you think realistically?
I think like
if he lasts $10 million on the line.
Yeah, I think like 36 seconds.
36 exactly.
I like it.
Right.
That's going to be the line.
We should make that happen now.
Let's not make the first one
even if I was to
that.
do it, I would never be able to like be that mean.
Well, if there's $1 million on the line.
Oh yeah, no. If there's $1 million,
then you could be pretty mean.
Yeah, we would do bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, there you go. What's your take?
Him, not against him. I wouldn't do it against anybody else. That's a fighter.
What's your take on celebrity boxing? And I want to ask, do you ever think that it's going to be like a celebrity MMA thing, like an MMA event with celebrities?
I mean,
he hates it.
No, Jake Paul is a genius. No, what he did is so fucking awesome because nobody owns him, nothing owns him.
Making a lot of money,
and he didn't have to go through the double A, the whole circuit. I don't think it's going to be like a mainstream thing. He's doing it less and less because
I think so.
Because they lose a lot of money.
Who loses a lot of money?
Whoever's paying for it.
Oh yeah, true. That does make sense.
Whoever's paying for it, and they don't want to do it many more times.
Yeah, I don't see it happening a lot in the future. I think it's
I mean, from the first one, the quality diminished significantly each and every time after. So
yeah, the Tyson fight you couldn't even stream.
Yep.
You want to do the blind ranking? This is like our game portion of the podcast.
Yeah. Got you.
We got some games.
So this is the fun part. All right. No, it's all fun. I'm kidding. I'm having a great time.
I'm having a good time. Well, I can't wait to kick you guys. That's going to be a good time.
Oh, yes.
That's what he was saying that he wants that. He goes, that's guaranteed millions of views.
Yeah, I won't kick you hard, just hard enough so you know if I did kick you hard, that would suck really bad.
I'll volunteer.
We're done. Okay, he's
perfect.
doing it. All right, cool.
All right, let's do it.
Brian,
Number 5.
He wanted me to do it. He's doing it.
Number 5.
All right. Rank these animals you could take in a fight without knowing what comes next.
So the easiest animal is number 1. The hardest is 5.
Okay.
A baboon.
Fully grown.
The hardest is a 5?
The toughest animal is a 5.
Yeah.
The easiest is a 1.
4.
4?
Baboons are angry.
Yeah.
They get angry.
You up.
They also have thumbs.
I'll rip your note out, or throw it out in a second.
Yeah, I don't want to see a baboon.
How long would you last in the cage against a baboon?
That's a good question.
How big are they?
I think they're
What's
like
their weight class?
Let's say 4.
I'll do some research.
He's not going to get tired though.
No, he's not going to get tired.
God dang it.
You're gonna have to knock him out.
I could last.
Wi-Fi.
He has no service.
I got it on the phone.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say they're like 180.
Win.
180, 4'5".
Yeah.
But they're all muscle.
They range from 20 to 45 inches in head and body length, weigh between 30 and 88 pounds.
Oh,
yeah,
it's kind of light.
Smash that thing.
And so we went opposite. We said, I can't survive. He's not going to get
All
tired.
right, 2.
2? You're changing it? All right. Well, kangaroo.
Now, I don't know if you've seen Kangaroo Jack. But
Yeah.
But they're vicious.
I'll fuck a kangaroo up. They got a liver.
They do. I think they do.
Elbows can't get there.
There. Yeah, they don't have much
arms
reach.
long enough.
I'm going to
Dominate
put
them in
that at a 1.
Okay,
Ooh.
the easiest. All right, I like that.
I don't hate it. Okay. A crocodile. Not to be confused with
In
an
the
alligator.
water or on land?
We're going to go like a little
Like a
swampy
swamp.
area.
It's like half water, half land.
yeah,
Oh, shit.
little water
Am I
on
in
the
the
feet.
middle?
And you what?
Can I get out? Like, can I?
You could get
Oh, that's
out.
definitely. I'm going to go 4.
4.
Yeah.
You don't. I feel like you could wrestle an
3.
alligator.
3.
They don't have much lateral
3.
movement. I
3.
feel.
I've given. What?
Don't say you wrestled an alligator.
No. No.
A crocodile.
Sorry, a crocodile.
Snake. I catch some snakes, but I ain't wrestling no crocodile.
No, that's not fun. So 3.
3.
So you have 4 and 5, the hardest
Yeah.
and the most. All right, a grizzly bear.
5.
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think at what age you wouldn't be able to defeat a grizzly bear.
There's
Like,
no age you could defeat it.
You know,
The age of the grizzly bear.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
you could.
Straight out the womb.
like a cub. All right.
No, I think like 2 months, 3 months.
Jackie Moon. I don't know if you've seen Semi-Pro.
Yeah, he wrestled a grizzly
Yeah,
bear.
he did. Okay.
Not a wild one.
Not a wild one.
No.
You're right. Dewey. Okay. Last one. You're number 4, an ostrich.
Yeah.
That's
4.
tough.
I think I kind of agree with the list.
I feel like you could leg kick an ostrich and they would be disabled.
You think so?
They got sticks for legs.
I think they just lift it up and just go
Yeah,
right
fair.
under.
If
They
they had
run like
fighting
40,
IQ, I don't
50
think they have
miles
much
per
fighting IQ. That's not a bad list.
No.
I want to see the baboon happen.
Not
I want
me.
to see the baboon happen too.
Not me.
All right. We have one more about fictional fighters.
Okay.
What's up, guys? We're just taking one more break from the pod to let you guys know that this pod is brought to you by V Better. So I took a picture of my coffee this morning, not because I'm that guy, but because it literally pays me to. There's this app called Mugshot. You literally take a picture of your coffee, post it, and you get paid in crypto rewards. No joke. Then I cleaned up some trash, took a quick photo, and boom, more rewards. It's all part of this bigger ecosystem called V Better. Real life actions, real life rewards. Charge your Tesla, that's EV Earn. Clean your neighborhood, that's Cleanify. You do better in real life, you get rewarded. Honestly, it's the only time my newfound caffeine addiction has paid off for me. Check out vbetterdao.org and turn your daily habits into actual rewards. Not bad for just living your life. Now back to the podcast.
Could you beat these fictional fighters in a UFC fight?
Okay.
First fighter, Shrek. I asked ChatGPT what their attributes are. Do you want to hear them?
Yes.
Okay, he has ogre strength, tough skin, and a high pain tolerance. He has bad cardio, and he's between 7 and 8 feet tall, 450 pounds.
Could I beat him?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Really?
You don't think so?
Like how small is the room?
It's this size.
Is the table here? Like
No, there's no table. We can move the table.
If there's a big guy, you slap him and then you run, make him chase you, and then you turn around and like, hey!
I think you could just run circles.
Yeah, no, not Shrek. I couldn't take
I
him
feel
out.
like he's slow though, right? So like,
Did you see him in the fighting?
That's what I mean, but if I could run from him, then yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
nobody would win.
Fair.
Because I'm f***ing running. But
So you think
no,
Shrek
I
wins?
think he would kill me.
450
Yeah.
pounds.
Bradley Martin has no chance, but Shrek could definitely fucking kill me.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
What about Rambo? So Rambo has excellent endurance, high pain tolerance, above average grappler and striker, and he's 5'10", 190 pounds.
But he grew up in the jungle?
Where
did Rambo-
something
I think
like
Rambo
that.
the movie's in the jungle. I don't think he
Yeah,
grew
no
up
way
in the
he's
jungle.
trained wrestling since he was 4 years old. I'll whoop his ass.
Probably not. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like he would be a good opponent against you.
Yeah. No, he would.
I would bet on you.
Hopefully I'm the underdog. That's the only time I win.
And then the last one is Deadpool. So he has above average human strength, acrobatic and unpredictable fighter, skilled in karate, kung fu, boxing, and sword fighting. He's 6'2", 210.
Yeah, I'll whoop his ass.
He has no weapons in the ring.
Yeah, no weapons in the ring.
Yeah, and I'll whoop his ass. It's all cardio.
How many rounds?
Yeah, how many rounds? That's a good question.
Oh, I'm taking him to like the 4th round.
Fourth round?
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Are you submitting him or are you
No.
knocking him
Come
out?
on, have you ever seen me fight?
You have one submission, don't you?
Yeah, that was because I felt bad. But Michael Johnson, I made his stand up.
Because you felt bad.
I made his stand up twice.
Fair
before I go
enough.
down there.
I have a question about your fight weeks. So the week before the fight, how early do you get there before fight day? Usually.
Last fight I did 7 days. The 2
Okay.
fights before that I did 10 days. The
damn.
first one I won, second one I lost. So I was like, well, that's not the answer. So then 10 was a little bit too long to take my coaches from their families.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
That's
we go a
long time.
week because everything really picks up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so I like to get there, get settled in, get one round of golf in.
Oh,
figure
yeah?
out what gym I'm staying at.
Do you play around during your fight week?
I usually play on, we'll get there Saturday, I'll play Sunday.
Okay. That makes sense.
That's my rest day.
Which part of fight week makes you question your life decisions more? Weight cutting or media day?
Weight cutting.
So you don't mind the media day?
No, I didn't say that. I said
Okay.
one's worse.
He hates the media day.
One's worse.
How bad is weight cutting?
It's so bad.
What's the
Like,
most weight you cut in like a fight week? Or a camp? Or
So
a
like
camp?
this last fight, I showed up on Saturday. The week before, I weighed 176,
Damn.
and then you start cutting out. You cut your calories, by 70%. Start cutting all sodium out. Start drinking a bunch of water, and then by 2 Tuesday you'll weigh about 169 naturally, and then you'll Thursday night you'll stop drinking water. You drink some water that night, and then you stop drinking water, and you'll wake up about like 168. That's about when I have some food.
Yeah.
And so when I go work out that night, I'm 168, and I'll cut weight for about 2 hours. I'll weigh last time I weighed 158 and a half.
10 pounds in 2 hours, you said?
Yeah, and I used to do it
ridiculous.
all. I used to go to 156 and then go to bed, but I was like, I don't want to hold that weight for that long. So this time I did 159, and then I woke up in the morning, did an hour.
Damn.
Got to 156, and you go weigh in, and then by noon I was 172. And then when I went to bed that night, I was 178.
So when you get off the scale, when you make weight, do you just go back into the locker room and eat something, or
That's not. See, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you have to understand how you don't care if you ever touch food again. It's all about liquid.
Okay.
Like you're in the middle of the desert, dehydrated. You don't want food, you want water.
Yeah, that's not
And
fun.
you're so dehydrated, and then you've cut all minerals and sodium and everything out of your body that you start putting it in, but your body won't absorb it because it has nothing. There's nothing in your body to so all the blood goes to your stomach, your knees get super cold, your hands get cold.
So you turn into like a different person when you dehydrate yourself that much.
Yes.
Does your personality swing crazy when you're that dehydrated?
Well, I mean, I control that, so no, I
Yeah.
would never take that out on people. But I have a much shorter. Even I think it's more of the fight that makes you become like a shorter fuse.
Yeah.
Like they know not to ask me like dumb questions, like rhetorical questions. Don't ask me a rhetorical question. Like don't ask me a question that you should know the answer to, or you can get from somewhere else.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So and then like 5 minutes before you go into a fight, before you walk out, like is there anything special that you do or UFC fighters do before they go out?
Oh, I mean, every one of us, we all have. I say a prayer. I pray that me or my opponent don't suffer any chronic injury, and that I need courage and strength, and then just really it's over.
You, super amped or anything?
No, you're trying not to get amped.
Yeah.
Like emotions will kill you, especially in intense situations. Because emotions are feelings and feelings are thoughts, and there can be no thoughts. Like you cannot think. You just have to be very comfortable in the chaos, or it's terrifying.
Controlled chaos.
But I love it. It's so exciting. Like, it's so exciting.
It's exciting to watch.
Yeah.
I can't imagine ever being in the ring.
I hate watching my friends.
Yeah, like watching Kamara, is that tough to watch?
Watching anybody is terrible.
I believe
Even
it.
people that I meet at the golf course, like I never met a UFC fighter. I can't wait to watch you. I'm like, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck so much worse.
Could never watch one of his fights again.
Yeah.
Nah, just don't give a shit. Just understand that I love it.
Okay.
And don't worry about
as long
me.
as you're having fun.
Just don't worry about me.
As long as you're having fun. That's all the stuff we had on UFC. Do you want to talk about golf for a second?
Sure. Well, let's
like
set
that's
up.
fun
I'm starting my YouTube golf, so let's
do it.
help each other.
100%. We just got back from the PGA and we were interviewing some of the pros and some of the influencers there. We love golf. It's so fun. I got into golf 3 years ago. 2 years ago?
COVID.
I mean, 2.5.
Yeah.
Just after
2.5, 3
COVID,
years
man.
ago.
Just after COVID.
He would do like the driving range and stuff, and then like I've been playing since I was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
So it's actually how long you've been playing?
It's my whole life. My dad would take me with him when he would go.
Okay.
He'd be on the green putting. I'd be on the next tee box, causing chaos.
Damn.
My mom's like, if you're going golfing, you're taking these kids. So yeah, I would go all the time, but I mean, I couldn't afford it till maybe 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah. It's
And really this last year. I mean, I've
yeah.
been crazy.
So what do you have in plans for your YouTube channel for golf?
So I'm gonna. It's crazy how much respect we get from every other athlete, from every other sport. So my ability to like connect with people and get my favorite athletes, your favorite athletes, to play a game of golf with me is easier than most people would be. And I got Daniel Cormier, who's a riot.
Are you filming tomorrow?
Justin Jacoby. I think Bob does. I was gonna bring my guy, but
Gotcha.
he has he's filming for Kamara next week. So for him to edit it, it's never gonna happen.
But Bob will probably do something.
So I think Bob's gonna do it. I hope he does.
Yeah. We had Bob on the podcast this past year.
See how bad we whoop it. But check this out.
Let me hear it.
So he wants to do a 2-man scramble.
Bob
does sports.
Okay.
Bob. Yes. Robert wants to bring.
Robert.
Bobby
wants to.
Fairways,
Yes. He wants to play. He's like, let's do a 2-man scramble. I'm bringing this guy, but he sucks. But he's 6'7". You got to give us strokes. And I was like, what's his gin number? He's like, he doesn't have a gym number. I was like, well,
How do you
so he's a
calculate
zero.
So he's a zero.
So he's a zero.
So scratch.
I was like, no, Daniel's like a 23. He's like, I was like, in a 2-man scramble, you never get strokes.
Yeah. No.
Daniel's a
If it
23.
was two pros
If he's
versus-
a 23, then that should be fine.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
like
an
completely
8.
different.
I'm an 8. Bob's a 13. Daniel's a 23, and this guy's an unknown scratch golfer.
Yeah.
So they should give us strokes.
I agree.
But he's good. He wants strokes. And I'm like, there's no f***ing way. You're getting strokes, and I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It's different if there was like two 8 handicaps go out against a 13 and an unknown.
Yeah,
it's
then
like,
so-
all right, then we'll figure it out. Like, you know.
Yeah, no.
But like
You
for,
don't just get
for
to make
Daniel
up your
to be a
handicap.
23, I don't know. I feel like that's
Bad
pretty
day.
fair. Yeah.
Who do you think wins that match?
Between who?
You?
Me.
It's a bad question.
Oh, a
It's a
terrible
stupid
question.
question.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I shot 90, 93 yesterday, 85 today. We'll see what guy they get.
There
Did
go.
you feel like you've gotten better with the frequency that you played? So like, I always feel like in golf when I'm playing really well, like it's unexpected. Like I could be playing a lot, but like you don't realize until you kind of look back like a year.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, like I went from a 12 handicap to an 8. But like it's so slow, the kind of progression. Like, do you feel like you've slowly progressed? Have you had that like aha moment where you got better?
I've had a lot of aha moments.
Yeah.
The bad thing is I haven't got a coach because I can't justify it as a fighter. I'm like, I fight people for a living.
Yeah.
Like, you can't f***ing get a coach.
You play 300 times a year though.
I mean, that's a lot of practice. But I also play with a lot of good golfers.
That's true.
And I'm, the most coachable person you'll ever meet. Like, I'm always looking for information. And if I get information, I, explore the information if I like it. And if I don't like it, I throw it away. And I'm, constantly just trying to learn from a lot of different perspectives. And yeah, it's been cool.
So have you had like that moment? Or is this something you reflect back on? Like if you look a year ago, what was your handicap? Do you know?
16.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So you cut it in
yeah.
half.
Yeah, I mean, I think, so Patrick Mahomes golf tournament last year, I played with some guys, and I hit the ball, my drives were 210. Huge slice.
That's exactly
middle
what
of
I do.
every fairway.
That's exactly
And
what I do.
3 wood to get as close as I can, then up and down. That's why I'm good at chipping.
Yeah.
And you can get up and down. And now I can hit the ball for us. So now I'm, getting better, more greens in regulation, fairways in
Yeah.
regulations. Today, for 9 holes, I didn't miss a fairway, and then I couldn't hit a fairway for 6 holes. Like, it's
That's impressive.
crazy.
And do you feel like
Crazy
it?
game.
Like, do you feel like playing is practicing for you? Because like I hate going to like the range and practicing. Or
Yeah.
like sometimes I'll chip around a little bit before a round. I count that as practice. But like I'd always rather play around as practice than actually. But some people are the opposite. They rather practice, go out there, be mindless.
I love to play, but some of the best golf I play is when I take big breaks.
Yeah.
Like, when I had this fight. And it's weird, you don't know why, but even when I'm I have a hitting net in my basement. I live alone. I make coffee in the morning, get my stereo, go downstairs, strike like 50 balls.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I'll go work out. Even when I'm in camp, I'll strike the balls in the morning, go work out, stop at Top Golf, which is right next, or a driving range on the way, hit 150 balls, and I'll go to my next workout.
Damn.
And then I go home, my chef's there, got dinner, and go to bed.
So you
Sounds
are
pretty
grinding.
nice.
Yeah, you are practicing.
I'm American Century. If I place top 10 American Century, the UFC's lose me. I'm a YouTube golfer.
Wow. I like
The
that.
chances are so slim, but hey.
Nah,
But
you're
if it
gonna get top
happens,
10.
anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
That's what
That's all we had for you.
All right,
We want to thank you
cool.
for coming on
Yeah,
the
had
pod.
a great
If
time.
you have anything else to shout out besides your YouTube channel, go for it.
Yeah,
Stage
I'm
is
starting
yours.
this press golf company. It's going to be out soon. It's not public yet. The hats are public, but
Yeah, that's sick.
no.
Your title fight?
If you've never watched me live, you don't got many more chances. Don't f up, miss that.
Fair.
I'm the most consistent guy that's ever stepped in there. I do not recommend you watching my fights in front of your new girlfriends, in-laws, or any business partners because
Okay.
you will turn into an animal and they'll think you're f***ing crazy.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, that's all we got for you.
Awesome.
You want to kick me in the leg?
Absolutely. Yes. I would love to. Can't wait. I kicked 2 kids yesterday.
How old were they?
Dude, that's a lot of passes for 19-year-old kids. It's crazy. Yeah, you're both going to kick me.
I'm gonna kick you too.
Kick me right here.
Like how hard?
I'm not going to kick you.
I don't
I
want
would recommend not kicking me hard, but kick me hard you want. Okay?
What was that?
to. Was that okay?
I'll show you.
Which leg am I going?
You kick me in the left leg, so I'll kick you in the left leg. Okay, point your foot out, and just bend me like that. Yeah.
Where are you gonna hit?
Right here.
All right. Just in case. Okay.
Tell him now. Tell him now.
We gotta do it again now. We gotta do it
You're
again.
crazy.
That
Oh
didn't
wait,
feel good.
I wasn't recording. My bad. No.
No, we gotta do it again. I'm gonna intro it.
Okay.
You're supposed to outro it. Felt fantastic. You can't talk if you can't tell.
Fantastic. Wait, let's do it again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would recommend doing the other leg.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the other
take
leg.
one on that one.
Switch. All right. Justin Gaethje's gonna kick me in the leg.
I wanted to know what it would feel like if I kicked him hard.
Well,
So I'll
not
kick
that
him.
hard.
So I'll kick him off.
Oh God, that
Give it a
was
shot.
I'm gonna be limping around with it. Oh,
All right.
God.
Let's go.
I got bad legs.
Oh
You have bad legs?
No, I'm
I won't
fine.
kick
I'm
you that
fine.
hard.
No, my ankles are bad.
I didn't
My
kick you
legs-
that hard.
no,
Yes, I got
no.
some quads on
I feel
my
good.
You're fucking on steroids or something.
Which way am I going?
You're definitely a marathon runner.
No,
Point your toes out.
I got good calves though. Look at
Point
the
your
calves.
Point your foot out. Yeah. And then spin it.
So we're going right leg.
Yeah, keep both legs.
Here we go.
Leave it right there.
Oh, okay. There you go. Oh! All right, I get to kick you now, right?
It won't matter.
I didn't lead with the shin. I led with the foot.
So I'm just doing that.
However you want. And now I'll kick you with your shin bone.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Shin?
Yep. Make contact like right here.
Isn't that gonna hurt me?
No.
So like that?
Yes. It's not gonna hurt you at all. Yes.
Right. Watch the podcast.